My fiancé cheated with the dancer from my own birthday party, shattering our 4-year relationship. Lies unraveled, friends picked sides, and family clashed over forgiveness, until I threw the ring back and walked away from the betrayal. Hey everyone, my name's Harper. I'm 28 years old, and I've been a lurker on Reddit for a while now, mostly scrolling through funny memes or petty drama to unwind. Never thought I'd end up spilling my guts here, but here I am, typing this out at some ungodly hour because my life's turned into a total dumpster fire. I'm still reeling from everything, so this might get long, sorry in advance. I just need to vent and figure out if I'm losing it or if I've got a right to feel this messed up. It all started a couple months ago at my birthday party, and it's been one gut punch after another since then. So, some context. I've been with my fiancé, David, for 4 years. He's 30, works in IT, and he's the kind of guy who's chill most of the time. Always got a goofy joke up his sleeve that cracks me up, even when I'm mad. We met at a friend's barbecue, hit it off over burnt hot dogs and cheap beer, and I honestly thought he was my forever guy. He's not perfect, though. He's glued to his phone half the time, sucks at planning anything, and sometimes forgets stuff like putting the trash out, but I figured that was just him being him. Last year, he proposed on this hiking trip we took. Middle of the woods, just us and the trees, and I said yes without a second thought. I was already picturing the wedding, the house we'd buy, maybe a dog or two. The whole cheesy package. For my 28th birthday, David got it in his head to throw me a big party. I'm not really a big party person. Give me a quiet dinner with a few friends and I'm good. But he kept pushing, saying, "Harp, let me do this for you. You deserve something special." He was so hyped about it, I didn't have the heart to say no. He rented this little event space near our apartment, invited a ton of our friends, and even booked some entertainment. I thought he meant a DJ or maybe a karaoke setup, but no. He went full-on extra and hired a dancer named Evelyn. She's 26, does these slick choreographed routines for events, all confidence and glitter. David said a co-worker recommended her, and he thought it'd spice up the night. I was like, okay, sure, whatever makes you happy. The party started off awesome. My best friend Andrew was there. He's 29, a total dork, but the most solid person I know. We've been tight since college. He's the guy I call when I'm freaking out or need a reality check. My parents drove in too, which meant a lot since they're a couple hours away. The place was buzzing, people drinking, laughing, music blasting. Then Evelyn did her performance. She came out in this sparkly getup, did this insane routine with flips and spins, and yeah, it was pretty cool. Everyone was cheering, I was clapping along, and David had this huge grin like he'd just won some prize for pulling it off. I remember thinking, all right, this is actually kind of fun. But then I started picking up on weird vibes. David kept staring at Evelyn even after she finished. Like, not just a nice job glance, but lingering. She didn't leave after her set either. He'd told her she could stick around and enjoy the party. I saw them chatting by the bar for way too long, him leaning in, her laughing at whatever he was saying. I tried to shake it off, didn't want to be the jealous type, but it stuck with me. Andrew noticed too. He pulled me aside later, half joking, half serious, and said, Harp, is your boy flirting with the dancer right now?" I laughed, told him to chill, that he was reading too much into it. But deep down, I couldn't unsee it. The next few weeks were off. David started working late, a lot, or so he claimed. He'd come home zoned out, barely saying 2 words to me, always on his phone but flipping it over if I got close. I'd ask, "Hey, you okay? You've been weird lately." And he'd just mumble something about being tired or stressed from work. Then one night, he left his phone on the kitchen counter while he showered, and a text popped up from Evelyn Dancer. I didn't even know they'd swapped numbers. The preview said, "Missed you today, smiley face." My heart sank. I didn't snoop, didn't want to cross that line, but that little smiley face was burned into my brain. I confronted him that night, sat him down, and said, "David, what's going on with Evelyn? Tell me the truth." He got all twitchy, said I was overreacting, that she was just someone he'd hit it off with at the party. I pressed him. Why was he texting her? Why'd he have her number? And he finally admitted they'd been hanging out. Just friends, he insisted. But then he let slip he'd gone to one of her dance rehearsals a week after my birthday. Without telling me. I flipped. "You're sneaking around with the girl who danced at my party? Are you kidding me?" He kept saying it wasn't a big deal, that I was making it into something it wasn't, but I was done. Told him to get out and think about what he was doing. He grabbed his stuff and stormed off. That's when everything else started snowballing. My family got dragged into it first. My mom called the next day. She'd heard from David's mom that we were having issues, and she was all, "Harper, are you sure you're not being too harsh? Relationships take work." My dad, though, he was ready to throw hands. Said David was a moron and I should kick him to the curb. Now every time I talk to them, it's this tug of war. Mom pushing forgiveness, dad pushing revenge, and it's made family calls this awkward mess where I just want to hang up. Then there's Andrew. He's been my lifeline, letting me crash at his place when I can't stand being in our apartment. He's pissed at David. Keeps saying, "I always knew he was a flake. Harp, you're too good for this." And it's nice having him in my corner. But it's also complicating things. David started throwing shade, texting me stuff like, "Oh, I bet you're loving all this time with Andrew, huh? Maybe you're the one stepping out." It's such a cheap shot, flipping it back on me when he's the one who screwed up. It's got me overanalyzing every interaction with Andrew now. Have I been too clingy? Is he secretly annoyed I'm crashing with him? He says he's fine, but I can't help wondering. Evelyn's another layer of this crap sandwich. I caved and looked her up on Instagram. Judge me if you want. And saw she'd posted this cryptic thing a few days after the party. Some nights shift your whole world. It hit me like a brick. Was she talking about my birthday? I don't even know her, but I'm furious at her for waltzing in and torching my life. I've thought about messaging her, demanding answers, but Andrew keeps talking me down, saying it'll just make me look unhinged. He's probably right, but it doesn't stop me wanting to. The real explosion came last week. David showed up at our place to talk. I let him in, hoping maybe he'd own up and we could figure something out. Instead, it turned into a screaming match. He finally admitted he'd slept with Evelyn. Just once, he said, like that made it better. Said it happened after a night out, that he was drunk and she was there. I was shaking, tears streaming down my face, asking how he could do this, especially with someone tied to my birthday. He hit me with, "I've felt trapped lately, Harp. You're always planning our future, and Evelyn's just easy. Fun." I saw red, told him we were over, ripped the ring off my finger, threw it at him, and kicked him out. He's been blowing up my phone since. Apologies, promises to cut her off, begging to fix it. I haven't answered. Now I'm stuck in this weird limbo. I've been staying at Andrew's more than our place because every corner of that apartment reminds me of David, the couch we picked out, the coffee mug he always used. My mom's still on her give him a chance train, saying people make mistakes and marriage is about forgiveness. My dad and Andrew are the opposite. Dad's ready to disown David as a future son-in-law, and Andrew's offered to help me pack David's stuff and leave it on the curb. I'm torn. Part of me still loves him, misses the good times, but the other part can't unhear him calling me trapping while Evelyn's fun. Work's a disaster too. I'm a graphic designer, freelance mostly, and I've got deadlines piling up, but I can't focus. I keep staring at my screen, redoing the same edits because my brain's a fog. One client emailed yesterday asking why I'd missed a check-in, and I had to make up some excuse about a family emergency. I hate lying, but I can't exactly say, "Sorry, my fiancé banged the birthday dancer, and I'm a wreck." I keep replaying that night, the party, Evelyn's routine, David's dumb smile. I feel so stupid for not clocking it sooner. Were there signs I missed? He'd been distant for months, always on his phone, brushing off my attempts to talk about wedding stuff. Did he hire her on purpose? Was he into her before that night? Andrew says I'm spiraling, that I need to stop beating myself up, but it's like my mind's stuck on a loop. I've even started wondering if I pushed him away. Maybe I was too intense about our future, too serious, like he said. Did I drive him to her? The humiliation's the worst. Our friends were all at that party, and now word's spreading. Some are on David's side, texting me stuff like, "It was one slip-up, don't throw away 4 years." Others are Team Harper, saying I deserve better, offering to take me out to forget him. It's turned into this soap opera in our group chats, and I'm over it. Muted them all because I can't deal with the pity or the takes. I ran into a mutual friend at the grocery store yesterday, and she gave me this sad head tilt, like I'm some kicked puppy. I wanted to disappear. I was scrolling Reddit the other night, saw a post about a guy whose partner cheated, and the comments were a mixed bag. Some said leave, some said stay. It got me thinking about what you all might say. I don't know what I want anymore. I miss David, the old David, not this cheating jerk, but I can't trust him. And Evelyn. I don't know if she knew about me, or if she's just clueless. Doesn't make me hate her less. I'm crashing on Andrew's couch, typing this at 3 a.m. because sleep's a lost cause. Am I the bad guy here for not giving him another shot? Or am I right to walk away? I'm too tangled up to see straight, so any advice would mean a lot. Thanks for slogging through this. Thoughts?
Thank you for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed the story. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss our daily updates.